now it's time to welcome our next guest, Dee Carter, a longtime friend of the income generation and a real good pal to myself and Jeff also. Dee is president of Carter Financial Group, a retirement income store in Midland, Texas. He's also Amazon best-selling author of the book, It's Now or Never. Dee, now that all y'all have thawed out in Western Texas, thanks for being back with us. It's great to see you.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. We did have a little bit of Connecticut weather down here for a while. It's good to be with you guys.
So, Dee, a minute ago, Dave was talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly on annuities. What's good about annuities?
Well, the best thing about annuities is they're always going to be there, Jeff. Once you put your money into an annuity, depending on the company, and obviously we do a lot of research on our companies, that money's going to be there for you down the road, regardless of what happens. It's the bottom floor. It's the basis of what your income planning should be on a guaranteed type basis. So you're going to have guaranteed of your income regardless of what happens. 10 years certain and continuous in most cases. So you know your income is always going to be there. That portion of your income is set up and is fixed for you, and you know you're going to have it.
You know, Dee, people love those guarantees, don't they? Especially on the income side.
They really do. They look forward to that. In fact, when they become to start moving away from performance into purpose-driven type investing, that's the main reason they're going there. Their purpose is to have an income. I have clients tell me every day, the one thing I want to do is like Will Rogers once said, hey, I'm not so concerned about the return on my money as the return of my money. And that's what the good side of the annuity will do for you.
Dave, I don't see much ugly there.
Well, there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of misconceptions also. So, Dee, one of the places, as you know, is certain types of annuities have very, very high fees. And I know they're generally not the types of annuities that you favor, but how do you answer that question when somebody comes in and says, but Dee, aren't the fees in annuities as high as 3 or 4%?
In most cases, Dave, what they're talking about there is variable annuities, because every variable annuity is built around mutual funds, if you will, and the mutual fund have fees internally. They're charged to the client. They're taken away from the growth factor and the performance side before you ever see it. So we steer people away from situations where they'll have high fees on the variable annuity type thing. I haven't handled a variable annuity since I left that type of market and moved into income planning over 20 years ago.
Yeah, and the other problem with variable annuities, too, is they're really the one type of annuity where, although your income's guaranteed, your principal's at risk. So that seems like a double negative, high fees and your principal at risk. And that's not what most retirees and people approaching retirement want, right?
That's exactly correct. They don't need to have the high fees taken away from their income. So we try to direct them into things that have par values, things that are guaranteed, so they'll get away from the risk side of the factor. I don't want my clients to wake up one morning and find out they don't have any income. That's like going to school one day and coming home and finding out your parents have moved. That's not a comfortable feeling.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good to hear because, you know, I know you guys are a little bit tougher in Texas than most of us in the rest of the country, but it's good to see that the sentiment of people is very much the same when it comes to investing for income. So, Dee, thanks so much once again for being back with us here. We really appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity. You guys have a great day.